Hi, this is Arthur, and this is a summary of the story in Faruzan's Hangout event released in Genshin Impact version 3.5. Faruzan's Hangout event consists of 5 endings and 3 main story paths. We start with the traveler heading to Paradis Di, where Tignari asks her to go with Kale and meet Faruzan, a senior researcher at the Academia. The traveler and Kale head over and find Faruzan speaking to an Academia scholar named Nadwa. At this point, the story can branch into 3 main paths. In the top path, Faruzan is having trouble teaching a course because she's over 100 years old and has trouble relating to students. The traveler suggests Faruzan first create a course specifically for Kale, and Faruzan agrees. Faruzan gets Academia approval and they go shopping for books to serve as course materials. As they're shopping, they discuss the Tales of Sharyar, a popular series from Faruzan's time. It's an old series, so they head to an antique shop and find a copy of a later volume. However, the story is very different from what Faruzan remembers. They then head to a cafe and ask a storyteller named Mada questions about the series. Mada tells them that the author tried chasing trends and the books lost their popularity. After realizing the fickle nature of trends, Faruzan decides to use a book Kale likes for the course. This path ends with Mada telling them the legend of Antara, another story from Faruzan's time. In the bottom path, Kale suggests to Nadwa that Tignari needs Faruzan, so Nadwa lets them go. They return to Paradis Di, and Tignari asks Faruzan to help repair Karkata, a sentient machine that was encountered in Tignari's story quest. As Faruzan is inspecting Karkata, Tignari talks about Faruzan and how she was an explorer of ruins and was trapped in ruins for the last 100 years. She seemingly escaped recently and was found wandering Sumeru. It's unclear what happened, but something in the ruins seemed to either slow or stop her aging process. Faruzan finishes examining Karkata and says they need to find a restitution module, a component that allows machines to self-repair. They contact Raid, an Academia researcher currently exploring the desert in hopes of finding the module. They head to an excavation site led by Raid and meet him. After some investigating, they discover Raid has been illegally selling relics he's discovered for profit. Just as they confront Raid, a machine reactivates and seemingly kills him. Out of the machine emerges a smaller machine. The smaller machine is Tamimi, a robot Faruzan used to send letters to her friends 100 years ago when she was still exploring ruins. Tamimi was redesigned by Faruzan's old friends to be self-sufficient and to search for Faruzan after she went missing. Inside Tamimi is a bunch of letters from Faruzan's old friends and one from her mother. Now that it has fulfilled its purpose, Faruzan gives Tamimi permission to shut down. This path now branches off towards 2 possible endings. In the first path, you tell Tignari and Kale about what happened in the desert, and Faruzan fixes Karkata with the restitution module she obtained from Tamimi. Faruzan then promises that someday she will repair Tamimi. In the second ending, the traveler does not say anything about Tamimi, and Faruzan fixes Karkata with the module. Later, Faruzan seems appreciative that she got to read those letters and will tell Tignari and Kale about Tamimi in the future. Now we begin the middle path, which has 2 endings. Back when Faruzan is speaking with Nadwa, Nadwa says that someone from Akara Crafts is requesting help from Faruzan. Akara Crafts needs help designing educational toys for children. Faruzan and the traveler go to Port Ormos and meet Mamdu from Akara Crafts. Mamdu needs a well-designed educational toy for low cost. Faruzan successfully designs a game called Pagoda Stack. Faruzan explains that it's based off a mechanism she found in some ruins and agrees to write a reference book for Mamdu on other toys inspired by ruined mechanisms. The path now branches off towards 2 endings. If the traveler tells Faruzan to write an accurate and detailed book, the book becomes too complicated and too boring for children. However, a member of the Adventurers Guild named Kamal arrives and offers to buy the book for an exorbitant price. Turns out a book describing mechanisms found in ruins is perfect for adventurers. In the second ending, the traveler suggests to Faruzan to keep the book simple and fun, and it becomes a success. In fact, the book is so successful that it inspires the children to join the Academia. And that is the end of this quest in this video. If you like what you've seen here, please like, comment, and subscribe.